Namaste. This is your host, Dr. Amrita, and I welcome to Ayurvani, speaking the language of healing. I welcome today's guest, Dr. Vanishri Aitil, for today's podcast. Ashta Ahara Vidhi Vishesha Ayatana, which is nothing but 8 rules, basic rules to be followed before consuming the food. In today's world, people have hundreds of confusions and thousands of questions on what food to be consumed, how much quantity of carbohydrates and proteins should one consume. But very rarely people ask how the food should be consumed.
Correct.
To be honest, a healthy food when consumed in a wrong way can do more harm than good.
Correct.
So our audience would love if a expert in that profession put some lights on the.
Yeah, Dr. Amrita. Uh, Food is the greatest medicine, okay? Ayurveda doesn't just emphasize what we eat, it also guides how we eat. Uh, Acharya Charaka described it, as you said, 8 key factors called as Ashtavidhi Ahara Visheshayatana, which describes whether food becomes nourishing or whether it is harmful. So today, let's explore why these 8 aspects are so important, for health. In Ayurveda, we talk about mindful eating, okay, and there are a lot of personalized diets, seasonal food, different food combinations, and all these echo the eightfold principles. So, following them is very important because it will help you in improving your digestion, preventing most of the lifestyle diseases, and also, to maintain the mental clarity. So this Ashtavidhi Ahara Visheshayatana is not just an ancient theory, it is the practical guide for daily life. So by paying attention to the nature of the food, how it is cooked, when and how much we eat, and our own constitution, we can turn every meal into medicine. So the first factor is Prakriti. Prakriti is the inherent nature of the food. What is the nature of the food? For example, you can take milk. Milk is very, heavy for digestion. It is very unctuous. So we can decide who can drink milk according to the nature of that milk. Secondly, we can consider black pepper. Black pepper is very light for digestion and it is having high potency. So we know that which Prakriti person or according to their digestion capacity, who can use black pepper. So by knowing the nature of the food, we can decide whom to give, whom not to give.
Okay, so that means just that in previous podcast we spoke about the prakriti of a person. In the
Yes,
same way, every food has its own prakriti.
true.
So knowing your own prakriti and the prakriti of the food that you're going to consume will
Yes,
help you to know whether if it's good or
or
bad.
bad, exactly.
Okay.
So that is what is Prakriti. So second is Karana, or processing of the food. There are different types of processing. You can say soaking, washing, then churning, fermenting, heating, boiling. So different chemical reactions. In this, what happens is that the whole Prakriti or the whole nature doesn't change. As a certain extent, there will be change in processing. For example, raw milk can be a little heavy for digestion. When it is boiled or made warm, it might be a little more lighter for digestion. Yeah. And another example, the best one is the curd. When you take curd as if you consume curd, it may be a little harder for digestion. But when you churn it and you use it as buttermilk, then it is more lighter for digestion. So the processing or how it is processed, the characteristic changes. Also, can the best example would be some of the vegetables. The way you can digest raw food like carrots and all, it's little heavy for digestion. When you slightly steam it or when you cook it, it becomes more lighter for digestion. That is the karana or the processing of the food. Yeah,
Okay, that says our tradition of soaking dals, washing rice, and
exactly.
storing food in different kinds of materials like copper or something like that. It's just not a tradition, but it has a whole scientific reason behind that.
Very true. It has all the scientific reasons. So it is clearly said that how processing will help in the digestion. So how it is effective in digestion? For example, if a person is having very weak digestion, then it is best that he can consume cooked food instead of raw
Raw
food.
food.
So that is the role of processing in our food consumption. Yes.
Okay. So, what are the other rules, ma'am?
And the third point is samyoga. So the word samyoga literally means union or combination. In Ayurveda, it refers to effect of mixing two or more foods together. So when compatible, the combination becomes nourishing and easy to digest, and it is therapeutic. But when it is incompatible, then it becomes viruddha, or it may disturb the digestion, produce toxins, and also cause long-term diseases. We have that concept of viruddha hara in us. So that is what is combination. So people should know what they are combining, whether it is good combination, whether it is nourishing, or a bad combination, or it is causing indigestion. So combination is beautifully said in Ayurveda, and we will be coming forth about a coming podcast about Viruddhahara concept. Like most of us, even though we are eating good food, we do not know whether we are doing it in a right combination or not. We have n number of examples. So it's not that you are just eating junk food that only means that you're eating bad, but wrong combinations also can cause a lot of diseases. So some yoga is nothing but the right combination. Yeah.
So, this point can actually shock our audience. And just to carry forward the curiosity, I would like our audience to let us know in the comments what would you think of a milkshake? Milk with the fruit combined is, do you think it has a healthy combination, and does it fall it on the other side? So do let us know in the comments. Moving forward to the fourth point.
Yeah, the fourth point in Ayurveda, it tells about Rashi, means the measure or amount of food that one should consume at one time. It might be like the whole quantity of the food or quantity of each food particles that you're eating. So Ayurveda sees, the food as not like this much carbohydrate, so much of proteins. It doesn't speak exactly like that. It speaks about the whole quantity of the food that impacts your body. So the classical test, talks about atimatra, or excessive eating, or hinamatra, or insufficient eating. Both are harmful. So eating too much can burden the digestive fire or agni. Just like overloading a fireplace with damp wood, the fire may weaken. It can just produce smoke instead of heat. Similarly, overeating produces ama, or undigested toxins in the body. So eating too little also leaves the body undernourished, like weakening of the tissues and weakening of the immunity, etc. So the main aim is always matra samyama. That means the balanced quantity suited to your digestion, your season, and constitution. So it also says what are the signs of right quantity? How will we know that we have eaten it in a right quantity? So main thing is, Ayurveda gives simple and some observable signs, like after eating, you should feel lightness in the body. It should not, you should not feel heaviness. One thing. Second is you should feel satisfied, not like sleepy or drowsy. And the third one is your belching should be like clear. That means you have digested it properly and you have eaten the right quantity without any bad smell or foul taste. So digestion should be smooth with no bloating or discomfort or acidity. So that is what is called as the right quantity. Acharya Charaka describes a beautiful guideline for food quantity. Often it is called as the stomach rule. He says that half of the stomach should be filled with solid food, then one fourth with liquid, and one fourth you should keep it empty for the air or the space. So you can just compare your stomach with washing machine. So you should keep some, it should not be filled with clothes. Some part should be there for churning the clothes, some part for the liquid to go, then only your clothes are washed properly. Same thing happens in the body. For a proper digestion, you should not eat till the stomach filled with the food. Some only half part of the stomach, and then you should keep some space for liquid as well as for some air to, for the proper digestion. That's the stomach rule. Now let's talk about parigraha, means quantity of each food. It's also very important. Like we can consider it as micronutrients such as salt. So it has to be taken in certain amount. No, you cannot eat salt in more amount. So micronutrients should be taken in certain amount. So that is also important in the the ratio or the quantity of the food that we are taking.
Okay, so in the Rashi, Acharyas have beautifully explained about the Sarvagraha and the Parigraha,
Correct.
where Sarvagraha goes for the total quantity of the meal,
Hmm.
where Parigraha is the quantity of the each food. So,
Exactly.
what information would you like to give us on the Parigraha part?
Yes, the best example is your micronutrients like salt. So it has to be taken in certain very small amount, not in a heavy amount. You can't take it. So that is what our acharya speak. Like parigraha means quantity of each ingredients, how much it should be taken, in what quantity it should be taken. That is the parigraha concept. So also this right quantity depends on the prakriti. Okay, so Vata types usually need smaller and more frequent meals. Pitta type of persons can digest moderate to large amounts of meals. Kapha types need smaller portions and also lighter food. Another thing is age of the age of a person. Children and young adults need more food for growth, but elderly might need lighter meals. Also activity level, when you see a laborer or an athlete, need more quantity than someone with who is doing a desk job. And the third one is the season. Like for example, in winter, the digestive fire is very stronger, so larger heavier meals are tolerable. But in summer it's best to have lighter meals. You will feel the digestion will be more easier. So these are the first four factors of Ashtavidhi Vishesha Ahara Ayatana.
Okay, so by this we get to know that even though these are the universal principles or the rules that should be followed while consuming the food, yet these vary on the factors, especially internal and also the external factors.
Exactly.
So that will make us go to the next podcast where we will again explain about the next four factors. Till then, stay tuned.